Hello, everyone, and welcome to Viro Enthusiast. Here's what's coming up. TfL revealed which parts of the underground are set to receive 4G and 5G after 14 of their current stations are accessible to this, including Whitechapel, Canary Wharf, and Woolwich. Also on the programme, are drivers going to benefit from the groundbreaking tech which will reduce traffic delays and improve journeys? We look at the report which was conducted by Hemma Visavadia. On this report, which suggests that the update will see 5,500 traffic signals upgraded with new tech, replacing the existing Transport for London system. Then, Crossrail 2 plans updated as TfL target London Underground stations for interchange routes. We look at the official reports by the bosses as they plan to roll out Transport for London's north-south successor to the Elizabeth line. Welcome to the program, everyone. I'm Viro Enthusiast in London. And tonight, we start off by talking about TfL's new plan, where they've set out and revealed which set of train stations on their lines are set to receive 4G and 5G connections in the coming months. They've revealed which parts of the underground networks are going to be getting the connections to the phones. Starting from May 14th, they've said that the customers can now use 4G and 5G at Paddington, Whitechapel, Canary Wharf, and Woolwich on the Elizabeth line, which means that all stations along the purple route now have a mobile coverage. In addition to those using the Victoria, Piccadilly, and they can now make use of 4G and 5G coverage. In total, around 25% of tube stations, which are literally underground, now have mobile coverage. Now, the TfL committee documents have revealed which sections will be next. The papers for the authorities board due to meet on June 12th state that the tunnelled sections between the Piccadilly Circus and Hyde Park corner stations on the Piccadilly line will also go live in the next coming weeks. Coverage will also begin on the Bakerloo line later this summer. The southern end of the Northern Line from Stockwell to Morden will start to get mobile coverage shortly, with 4G and 5G coverage available at Clapham Common Station and further tunnels and stations going live during this summer. And now, we turn our attention to a report conducted by Hemma Visavadia, where she suggested that drivers could benefit from a new groundbreaking technology which will reduce traffic delays and improve journeys. She said in her report that the update will see 5,500 traffic signals sites updated with new tech replacing the existing Transport for London system. The tech by Unix Traffic hopes to improve journeys, times, traffic flows, and response to time to incidents. The solutions will also allow TfL to deliver reliable and sustainable journeys for all road users across the junctions and pedestrian crossing sites in the capital. The update comes as Londoners face 6 days a year stuck in traffic with congestion at its peak. In total, drivers spend roughly 148 hours sitting in traffic, which is nearly 40 minutes due to travel 6 miles in cases. Greg Wilson from the quotezone.co.uk CEO and car insurance expert has claimed that it can be frustrating to think about how many hours drivers spend each year waiting in traffic. Motorists in the capital are most impacted by congestion, losing nearly a week being stuck behind the wheel. Carl Edelston, the director of the Network Managing and Resilience at TfL, explained that the new traffic management system will be a game changer for London. It will use new data sources to better manage the road network, tackle congestions, reduce delays for people choosing healthier travel options, and improve air quality, he said. He also said that the system will range with new features, including a glance at the new system junction status and an initiative control feature with context-sensitive menus. TfL will also benefit from the automatic system upgrades. It replaces the Scoot system operating across London for over 30 years. The tech will also be continuously monitored, approaching traffic, and allows traffic signals timings to be optimized to enable fewer delays. It looks at making London a healthier, more sustainable, and more attractive place to live, work, and do business in. Wilk Rains, the managing director at Unix Traffic, said, quote, "We are delighted to have the heart of this groundbreaking program. Having worked closely with TfL to develop the initiative, the solution for TfL authorities both in the UK and internationally. To help save money and avoid being stuck in congestions, drivers should try and plan around busy roads and peak times." Now, there is also not an official date when this will be released, but from what they're saying, they said that it could be released within the next 3 to 5 years. So we should be looking forward to that. And now we look at the Crossrail 2 being the Elizabeth Line successor. The officials are updating parts of the plan to roll out TfL's north-south successor on the Elizabeth Line, Crossrail 2, which is expected to stretch from Epsom in south to Broxbourne to the north. The bosses have imposed limits of land subject to consultation, also known as safeguarding limits, on sections of land on the proposed routes of railway, but in some areas known as the areas of surface interest, development plans that are not involved in any building, engineering, or other operations deeper than the 3 meters below existing ground level and does not involve either an increase in the planned floor space or an increase in the height of existing building is permitted. Now, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, has told the London Assembly that they are set to be updated for the middle of the proposed route to reflect an updated design. Discussions between TfL and the government were due to take place in May. Mr. Khan said on May 29th, quote, "Since the funding settlement letter of October 2020, TfL has continued to engage with the Department for Transport on updating the 2015 safeguarding directions for Crossrail 2. The DFT has indicated it will assist in updating their directions for central section of the proposed route. This is subject to TfL agreeing the statutory blitz payment for the value of enjoyment of property is reduced to proposals for large-scale public works and the necessary program for lifting the existing directions and replacing them with new directions to reflect the current Crossrail 2 scheme design. Further discussions between TfL and the DFT are planned to take place between May and June." And TfL were not aware of additional stations. In March, TfL responded to the query, asking if there were plans for an additional station. Paperwork reported indicated a stop that was not in any prior consultation documents in between Meridian Water and Ponders End around the Pickett's Lock. A Freedom Information case officer responded saying, quote, "We are not aware of a proposed additional station on Crossrail 2 alignment in the Pickett's Lock area. At present, there is no scheme development on work on Crossrail 2 being undertaken." In October 2020, as part of the TfL funding agreement with the Department for Transport, a decision was made to pause further work on designing a development of Crossrail 2. The work undertaken so far is fully documented. TfL continues to manage the 2015 Crossrail 2 safeguarding directions on behalf of the Secretary of State for Transport and continues to work with stakeholders whose developments are affected by the safeguarding. This is to ensure that we can continue to protect the route until such time as a railway can be progressed. The documents for a meeting of TfL Programme and Investment Committees held on February 28th describe the status of the railway line, which could be stretched from Epsom in the south to Broxbourne to the north. The officials also described the thinking behind the current plans. The build would target, for example, most crowded stations and lines on the London Underground and National Rail networks. These include the important interchange locations papers added, and the land is being watched over in case of any building that could block this project. And we look forward to hearing about what this proposal of this Crossrail 2 could mean between the north-south divide, and what it could also mean for the benefits for running alongside the Elizabeth line, because it can also have a good impact because it gives the passengers more options of choice to use, and it can also improve traveling distances by shortening time differences for people. And it could be something that's a positive impact to be added to the network. We'll have more on this story to cover in the future, but for now, that is it for now. If you ever miss our show, remember you can always catch us online on our podcast at youtube.com/ehviroenthusiast/podcast, and you can always find all of our other contents here on our channel as well, and you can follow us on Twitter and on Flickr. Thanks for watching, and goodbye from London.